this is probably, I don't want to say my favorite Housekeeping, because I say that every week.
Yeah,
but it's up there. It's up there. First things first, I don't know what this is. It says a chicken farm fire kills tens of thousands of chickens and it destroys the eggs. It's probably nothing.
Yeah.
Moving on. Justin Awad, our boy Justin Awad had another great video where he exposed people for not knowing anything.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite from last week's video was he asked somebody, what are the 4 directions on a compass?
Ooh.
And the person said, what's a compass?
No.
So it's not even like you can't even answer the question. Talk about not knowing the basics. Couldn't even answer the literal question. And I kind of had a realization, like the globalist types, like the Hillary Clinton types, they made America dumb so they could take all our stuff.
That makes sense. Easy manufacturing. They robbed that with, NATO and stuff. And now it's just, they want to take the rest.
Exactly.
They want you in VR, even though the beach is right there.
Mm-hmm.
And they want your stuff unattended.
They want our stuff unattended. They want these people sleeping while awake, walking around like zombies, not even knowing what continent they're on or what century they're in.
And a lot of people comment saying, like, you need to ask them a follow-up question, stuff they know. People want to know what these dum-dums actually know.
That's very true.
So I think it's mostly like TikTok formatting, maybe like which hot chips are the best.
That song, run from God. I think all the TikTok songs probably.
Yeah, that takes up a lot of brain space, to be honest.
They would nail a quiz on TikTok songs. There was a recent Harvard poll that came out. Harvard, obviously being Harvard.
David Hogg's
soon-to-be alma mater.
Yeah.
And it says, breaking, a new poll from Harvard University shows Florida Governor DeSantis losing to Vice President Kamala Harris in a hypothetical head-to-head matchup for the presidential race in 2024, throwing cold water on his presidential aspirations. Retweet if you think this is great news.
Pack it up, Ron.
What world do you live in? What world do you live in?
Kamala Harris is seriously like one of the most unpopular, least articulate people I've ever seen, and a do-nothing vice president. Like, vice president is kind of a weird role where you don't have any power, but you kind of like make your impact on certain issues and stuff. And, and Joe Biden's like, Kamala, go do something at the border. She does.
The least likable person, the fakest person, the lowest polled person ever. She's going to beat Ron DeSantis. And it's like the theme of today's episode is the left wants to manufacture truth, but they have a hard time doing it because you need the actual truth to present the truth. You can't just say, oh, this is the truth when it's not, because people can sniff that out. It's very sloppy work and usually satanic.
Yeah, media pumping only goes so far, as we've seen with Joe Biden's approval rating, right? Like, he's the most popular or most generous coverage of all time, like for this first year, and it's still in the dumps.
So it's all fake. It's all contrived. They pretend, oh, Harvard said Kamala Harris would beat Ron DeSantis. And everyone goes, yeah. And it's like, now you just embarrassed Harvard.
Yeah.
You just ruined Harvard. You just exposed Harvard for being one of your ploy puppets when you need it.
Hey, can I lean on your credibility a little bit? And then it's like, eventually you destroy everybody's credibility. The ACLU, Harvard, all these.
SPLC, every single group.
Exactly.
Coca-Cola. The MLB, the NFL, everything just gets roasted because they need to hold up this fake truth that the left is creating. Speaking of corporations that have sold out, Google, a couple days ago, D-Day,
June 6th,
had no thing on their front page. They usually do a front page thing for the holidays. They had nothing for D-Day, and instead
they celebrated the invention of espresso machine in their Google Doodle.
It was the espresso machine day, I guess. It was the day that the espresso machine got invented, and they told the whole world about that instead of D-Day, one of the most important days in American history.
Yeah, Google probably wouldn't exist the way it does if D-Day hadn't happened. Obviously, that America's involvement in World War II propelled us to be the industrial lone superpower afterwards. And I don't think Google makes it without that whole beach landing.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
That's typical, right? I mean, this is just like the meme reinforces itself every week. We get a new one. And it's interesting to see what they change it to every year.
Exactly. And it's not like the things that we called them out for in the past have been like one-off and mistakes.
Yeah.
It's like they just keep proving what side they're on and how blatant and how deliberate they are with their postings and like what they're willing to do. Like every week we just see it and think, oh, now we know.
Another one added on the books and then do nothing,
Yep. So we're still in housekeeping. This next thing is kind of just an idea to improve an existing product.
Okay.
So the product is Amazon Prime or Amazon Movies, like Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
So
Prime Video.
Prime Video. So the idea to improve Amazon Prime Video is, if you're watching the new Machine Gun Kelly movie, you should be able to get your money back if you stop watching within 10 minutes. Not even just that, you could even prorate it.
Say take 28 cents.
And say take, the amount of movie I watched, and you basically still got all the money back.
Smart. So I was gone this weekend. I wasn't hanging around. Did you watch the Machine Gun Kelly movie for 10 minutes?
I tried to do it.
What's the movie? What's it even about?
It's like a guy who's like dating whoever Megan Fox played, I think. I couldn't even watch it. It was so bad. Yeah. So this past weekend, this is actually the next piece of housekeeping. You know who's a real moron?
Who?
Dixie. I had dog sit Dixie, typical liberals dog. And the first night I come downstairs, I have a hot dog, right?
Yeah.
So I take a little...
Shocking. You're painting a picture here for the audience. Machine Gun Kelly movie's on, you with the dogs,
hot dogs. So I take a little piece of the hot dog and I go, Dixie, come here. Sit. High five. And she does it. And I give her the hot dog, right?
Okay, standard.
So we're watching the 10 minutes of the movie. I'm eating the hot dog. And then she, like 2 minutes later, comes and sits next to me and sits and tries to do a high five again. As if I'm going to give her. What do you think? I need these high fives? What does it do for me? You think I live off high fives, Dixie, you idiot? So she's like, oh, I'm trying to go like this to get more hot dog. You stupid, stupid dog. So stupid. What do you think I get out of high fives?
Give her away.
Give her away.
No,
all right.
That's funny. She's actually smart, so.
Yeah, she's actually very smart. She's smarter than Jerry, for sure. She knows what I'm trying to do. Jerry just kind of lives in the moment.
Yeah.
He
reacts to things. She manipulates the situation to her advantage.
Yeah.
Usually.
And she has a smaller brain than Jerry because her head's like this big and Jerry's head's like that big. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know how that operates.
Hey, brain size don't really matter, I guess.
Yeah. I thought that whole point was like big brains is smarter, though.
Yeah, but then there's an elephant. We're smarter than the elephant.
I think its brain is small in there. The elephant's brain's the size of a peanut.
I think a dolphin's brain is small, too.
But they're smart.
I know. So I'm saying it doesn't add up.
Doesn't add up. Hey, we can all agree it doesn't add up.
All right.
Last but not least, part of housekeeping, I do not like chorizo. Too salty. And I don't like the direction. You're taking sausage, breakfast sausage sometimes, and you're taking it into this direction that didn't need to go to. Red chorizo with the spices.
That's fair.
Not good.
You know what I'm going to say? I think, you know, the chamoy stuff? Like people who put like hot sauce on candy.
Oh, yeah.
And it's mostly like Mexican, Hispanic people who love that. I can't do it. I hate that stuff.
Yeah.
2 different flavors, guys. And you want to mix it all? You want everything to be spicy? Then what are your taste buds? What are you enjoying?
We just don't need to add the spices. I know spices are cheap and free and everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's like you don't put hot sauce on ice cream.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying as well.